Hello, before we start the video, could you please subscribe to my channel? Once upon a time, in a grand palace shimmering with golden lights, a magnificent ball was in full swing. The music filled the air, and every noble lady and gentleman twirled across the floor in their finest attire. In the center of it all, a young woman named Cinderella stood, wearing a gown so breathtaking that it seemed to sparkle like the stars themselves. She had arrived in a magical carriage, sent by her fairy godmother, who had transformed her from a servant girl into the belle of the ball. The moment Cinderella entered, the entire room fell silent. Her beauty and grace captured everyone's attention, but no one was more enchanted than the prince himself. He asked her to dance. And as they moved across the ballroom, it felt as though the world around them had vanished. They danced for hours, lost in each other's company, until the clock struck midnight, and the spell began to fade. "Oh no!" Cinderella gasped, remembering the fairy godmother's warning. She had to leave before the magic wore off completely. Without a word, she fled the palace, running down the grand staircase as fast as her legs would carry her. In her haste, one of her delicate glass slippers slipped off her foot and was left behind. The prince, desperate to find out who she was, ran after her, but all he found was the glass slipper gleaming on the steps. The next day, he issued a royal decree: the mysterious woman who fit the glass slipper would become his bride. Every young woman in the kingdom tried on the slipper, including Cinderella's cruel stepsisters. They squeezed their feet, hoping to make the shoe fit, but to no avail. Cinderella, forgotten in the corner, was not allowed to try. But the prince insisted, and when she slipped her foot into the shoe, it fit perfectly. The prince knew at once that he had found his true love. The wicked stepsisters watched in shock as Cinderella was swept off to the palace, where she and the prince lived happily ever after.